Hello everyone, and welcome to the PES Fantasy Football channel. I'm going to present the captain's competition of the Fantasy World Cup 2026. The Fantasy World Cup 2026 at Mobius is the 20th edition of the competition. A new format has been introduced for the captain's competition, with 48 teams instead of the previous 32. However, unlike the real World Cup, only the first-place team and the 4 best runners-up will qualify for the round of 16. The teams primarily come from 4 confederations: UCFA, CONMEBOL, NFC, and CEF. In addition, Cloud Strife's team represents the rest of the gaming world. The UCFA has 24 qualified teams. It brings together teams from Mushroom World, collecting the Super Mario franchise. CONMEBOL has 9 qualified teams. It brings together teams from Sonic the Hedgehog's world. The NFC has 7 qualified teams. It will bring together all the other Nintendo franchises. For this World Cup, we will have 3 teams of Zelda captains, 3 teams of captains from Pokémon, and finally, Kirby. The CEF has 7 qualified teams. It brings together teams from European video game or toy franchises, such as Raving Rabbids, Playmobil, and Lego. The best runners-up system will create an even tougher competition. Indeed, according to projections, at least 6 points will be needed to finish among the 4 best runners-up in a group. This means that a draw could prove costly. Now we will present the 12 groups of the World Cup. Group A. This is Sonic's group, one of the competition's hosts. Sonic is obviously among the favorites in the World Cup. As a host, Sonic didn't have to play any qualifiers, and his friendly matches had mixed results, especially against weaker teams. Sonic is 6th in the FFFA rankings at the end of 2025. However, the level of the other teams suggests that Sonic should easily finish at the top of this group. Wario is on a downward spiral, and was in the same group as Sonic at the FFFA 2022 World Cup. His team is focused on defense, but its results seem too short to go to the round of 16. Yellow Toad finished 2nd in his qualifying group behind Peach. His main strength is his counterattack. He was also a finalist in the 2020 Special Cup against Daisy. Yellow Toad seems to be one of the most credible candidates for the best runner-up spot in the group. The Kirby team had a good qualifying run, but seems to be too weak to do anything in this group. Group B. Bowser is the favorite in this group, having won his qualifying group ahead of Koopa. Ranked 8th in the world at the end of 2025, he made a good impression during the Confederations Cup, despite being eliminated in the first round. The reigning Mushroom World champion must assert his status against another continental champion. Link could, however, cause an upset and take first place from Bowser. The Nintendo champion, excluding the Mushroom World, is currently 14th in the world rankings. We might therefore be witnessing a sort of Nintendo Super Cup, decisive for the qualification to the round of 16. We must be wary of Pauline and Silver, who could take points from the 2 main contenders. Therefore, it's unlikely there will be a better runner-up in this group. Group C. Mario is obviously a favorite in the competition. He is the reigning Olympic champion after a very competitive tournament in France, where he defeated the CONMEBOL champion Shadow and the King, the then CEF champion. He was a finalist in the last World Cup in Sarasaland, and is still aiming for his 2nd World Cup title. His partnership with Mbappé has been very prolific, contributing to 85% of the team's goals this season. He is 2nd in the FFFA rankings at the end of 2025, but trails Daisy. Knight is the reigning European Captains Champion. He defeated the King, the 2018 World Champion. However, his form is very uncertain in 2026. And it is likely he will not make it past the first round. The same can be said of Birdo, who is not having an exceptional season in the league. She is far from her level of 2022 to 2023. There is almost no doubt about her elimination. Finally, we have Espio, who surprisingly qualified ahead of Dr. Eggman and Metal Sonic. However, he shouldn't pose much of a threat to Team Mario. Group D. Another host team is present, Amy Rose. Amy had a decent season in the league, but experienced the same problem as Sonic, playing numerous friendly matches. Her ranking gradually slipped from 9th place in January 2024 to 20th at the end of 2025. Fortunately, the draw allowed her to avoid the strongest teams from Pot 2, clearing her path to the round of 16. She is the favorite in the group. Team Ting Bu emerged, taking over from Team Boo, who nearly eliminated Mario in the 2024 Special Cup. Their qualifying run was extremely tough, with a very competitive group consisting of Rosalina, Pauline, Shy Guy, Dixie Kong, and themselves. They finished second on the final day, thanks to other results. Toad is another ambitious team in this group, and the only one that can truly challenge Amy. He too is a contender for the round of 16, especially looking to redeem himself after a disappointing 2022 World Cup. Serena is the first team from the Pokemon world we'll discuss. The team had a superb qualifying run and secured their spot in the third round of the Nintendo Zone. This will be their very first World Cup. Group E. Peach is highly anticipated this year. She finished second in the Mushroom Conference for the third consecutive time, behind Mario. Her prolific 2024 Special Cup, with 11 goals in 5 matches, and an early elimination against Mario, yes again, suggests that she could reach the semifinals this year. However, it's worth remembering that since 2016, Peach has been disappointing in major competitions and hasn't reached the semifinals. She suffered a first-round elimination in 2018 and a round of 16 exit in 2022. In other words, Peach has a lot of work ahead of her. Dr. Eggman is the last team to qualify for the World Cup after their 1-0 victory against Policeman. They were overtaken by Espio during the qualifying phase, but will at least be able to participate in the World Cup. New this year, he no longer represents Mobius, but the Eggmanian Empire, a new nation recognized by the FFFA within the Mobian Football Confederation. Blue Toad finds himself here after a miraculous playoff victory against Kamek. In 2022, his team was already in Peach's group and nearly qualified at her expense at Bamboo Stadium. The Blue Toad team could very well cause some upsets for Team Peach. Team Zelda is participating in their second consecutive World Cup after a near-perfect qualifying run. They were the first non-host team to qualify on March 20th, 2025. Zelda may have the weapons to qualify for the round of 16, but the homogeneity of the group may be a problem. Group F. The group where the king is present. The king is a powerful Playmobil figure, the sovereign of these figures. He represents a noble family of German descent. He won the competition in 2018 against Sonic, and was a semi-finalist in 2022, defeated by Daisy, the eventual winner. He is ranked 3rd in the world at the end of 2025. He is the overwhelming favorite in the group, and the 2025 Confederations Cup final confirms this status. However, a historic team is being reborn, Team Koopa Troopa. A period of dedicated rebuilding has allowed the 1978 world champions to reclaim their place at the forefront of the sport. For example, Koopa Troopa convincingly won the Koopa Liga this year, a title Bowser had dominated for years. They also reached the semifinals of the Shruma League, also known as the Flower Cup. Therefore, they could pose a significant challenge to the Kings team. Brock has been a surprise at this World Cup, and his presence marks a break from the traditional NFC qualifiers. He has managed to reinvent his game and control his qualifying campaign. Finally, we have Purple Toad, who qualified directly into a group where the only other strong team was Yoshi. This will be their second appearance, and their first in almost 50 years. And this is the end for the first part. I hope you enjoyed the presentation of the teams so far. Stay tuned, because the second part is coming very soon. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see the competition in the following days. Goodbye.